Question number 6. Should illegal immigrants living in the U.S. be given amnesty in any form? What approach do you advocate regarding illegal immigrants and border enforcement? Mr. Baker?
No on the amnesty question. That's a real short answer I can give you. No amnesty. I don't agree with it at all. They did it in '86, and all it did was extend the problem. We're actually creating a subclass. We've created a subclass of people that never get the opportunity to assimilate into our society and become Americans, full Americans. And this is a nation that does have a lot of immigrants in it, legal immigrants that came here legally, obey our laws, and assimilate, want to be Americans, want to be a part of this great society. By allowing illegal immigration to go on, we've created a subclass of people that never get that opportunity. They always live in fear, and they never. They're chronically underpaid, and they end up on Medicaid. They become wards of the state, essentially. And we have entire families that become that. What do? We have to close the border. First thing, we have laws on the books right now. We have to enforce the laws on our books right now. Close the border. You're going to hear some of these guys talk about putting troops on there. That is so dangerous for us to put troops on there. Posse Comitatus, I don't really have time to go deep into it, but Posse Comitatus was enacted after the Civil War in Reconstruction. We are not allowed to have federal troops enforce our laws without a formal declaration of war. And there's a good reason for that, and it's the same reason that the founders had the limits on quartering soldiers and the right to privacy, because we don't want our troops here. Can you imagine what the Obama administration would do, who already wants a national civil defense force more powerful than anybody else? Can you imagine what door we would open up for that kind of abuse? Your freedoms would go away really quick. That is very dangerous. The way to do it is with the National Guard and also through enforcement of employers. There's a Secure Communities Act right now. Excellent program. This administration has stopped it, and Congress has done nothing to reauthorize it. 13 of the 75, they started in 13. Excellent program. It worked. It pairs ICE agents with local law enforcement, and it's working. Thank you.
I'm against amnesty. Amnesty has already been proven to not work. We need to make sure that we don't do it, repeat the same mistake twice. Now, that being the case, what are we going to do? Illegal immigration is such a problem, especially here in Texas. We've got effectively an open border. Not only that, we have people that are coming to our country on legal visas and overstaying their visa. And there's almost, from what I'm hearing from Border Watch and some other agencies, there's almost as many of them as there are the people coming across our border, because, frankly, a lot of people come across our border to sell drugs and kidnap and then go back home and take all of our money with them. So what are we going to do? We have to do something to protect our border. We've got, right now, a partial fence built. The fence, it may or may not work. A lot of border agents are in disagreement about whether that works or not. But I say, if you have groups of people coming across our border in armored Humvees with 50 caliber weapons, and they're being escorted in, sometimes by Mexican military, we need to make sure that we're defending ourselves against that attack. For example, at Pearl Harbor, if we knew the Japanese were coming and they were flying their airplanes over us, at what point would we say, oh, well, you know, it's okay, they're still okay, okay, well, it's still good, oh, they just bombed us, that's still okay, and then they go home? Absolutely not. We have to stand up, and if we need to declare a war on immigration or declare a war on a country like Mexico and Canada so we don't bias one border versus the other, then let's do it, and let's solve the illegal immigration problem. I'm willing to make sure that we use legally our Department of Defense, however we can, to keep our border safe and to keep you safe. I still have time. Is that okay? Okay. All right, thank you. So I think that in conclusion, we need to use either the National Guard in Texas to guard our state border, or we need to use the U.S. military.
I believe in using effective methods to reduce illegal immigration. Use the military on the border, okay? Mexico, when you go to Mexico, they use a military. They have 308 machine guns. They have Humvees, 50 calibers mounted on top. You know, they use military weapons, military forces on their border. We should do the same. What we should also do is we should take the Customs border protection and deploy them onto the interior of the United States. You know, counties have a county health inspector that goes around and visits a restaurant once a year to make sure that everything is up to code. How come we don't have Customs border protection visiting restaurants, visiting construction sites, visiting businesses, and checking to make sure that the I-9 forms are correct, that the Social Security numbers are legitimate, and that these people say they are who they say that they are? That's what we need. We need Customs border protection deployed under the interior of the U.S., into the cities, checking these records. We also need to address the birthright citizenship. If somebody is born in the United States, they need to have one parent that is a U.S. citizen. We need to stop granting citizenship to the children of illegals. If both parents are illegal, that child needs to be given the citizenship of that country of origin. Now, I believe I have the toughest stance on illegal immigration. When you visit my website, francoforcongress.com, I have a simple statement. It says, go home, get out, right now. It's a simple, but who in Congress is saying that today? Nobody, because they don't have the guts, they don't have the spine to say that. But I do. That's how we address it. Put the military on the border, use Customs border protection, deploy them into cities, checking records of businesses, and change birthright citizenship so that the children of illegals are not granted automatic citizenship. They need to have one parent that is a U.S. citizen in order to be granted citizenship.
You know, Ted Poe is standing up on this issue on border security. We've all seen and heard his actions, and I'm proud that Congressman Poe today endorsed me to continue to serve alongside him on border security issues, economic issues, and to have the most conservative Republican Congress that we can imagine. One, my record's pretty clear. I'm way ahead on this issue. I oppose amnesty. I oppose the path to citizenship. I disagree strongly with our President Bush. And one of my heroes, Ronald Reagan, I disagree strongly with his amnesty. It never solves the problem. It just invites more of it. Since I believe, philosophically, we need to close the back door of illegal immigration so we can keep open the front door of legal immigration. People who want to come to America, who want to live our dream, who want to contribute, we welcome you. But you have to come through the front door the right way and play by the rules. And when we grant amnesty, we reward those who took the shortcut, and it's unfair. Since I've been in Congress, we've doubled the number of border agents, more than doubled the number of detention beds, prosecutors. We funded the border fence. We funded new technologies to catch people coming across. We are not there. We are not there by any means, but we're making progress every day. And today, we're fighting the Democrats tooth and nail on it. I agree with Mr. Franco on this, on the issue of anchor babies. 70% of the babies born in our hospitals in Texas are to mothers who are here illegally. I've already introduced legislation to challenge the Constitution on this issue. And finally, Heath Schuler and myself have introduced the SAVE Act to crack down on borders. And Sam Johnson and I have created a new way to verify workers that isn't a national ID card. It's not big government. It allows businesses to verify easily. And in fact, it allows you, if someone's captured and using your Social Security ID, allows you to capture your identity back and protect it from others who try to save. There's some great things, but I'll tell you this, a country that won't control its borders can't control its future.
I'm going to rebut real quick on that. Just be very careful when everybody tells you right now that the border security is working. It's not. There's no jobs. That's why nobody's coming across the border, and why a lot of people are actually starting to go back. And that's one of the ways that you see that we can attack this problem is by taking away the jobs. Because if there are no jobs, a lot of the illegals will not be here. But right now they're already talking about we've secured the border. Immigration's down. Illegal immigration's down. We've secured the border, and Congress now is talking about it's time to start talking about comprehensive immigration reform. Don't buy it, folks. It will go back up as soon as the economy picks back up.